Chapter 12. Avni had grown used to cautious glances and hushed gossip in the weeks since her name was cleared. Yet the latest messages rattled even her steady nerves. Anonymous emails dripped with threats, legal, physical, reputational. Each one a venom-laced reminder that powerful people had lost fortunes when Khanna corruption was exposed. Worse, someone had followed her home 2 nights in a row, headlights lingering at the curb until dawn. She sat at her kitchen table now, phone in hand, rereading the most recent message. You think truth will save you? Wait until no one dares hire you. Until your friends feel the cost. The knock on her door was careful but urgent. Avni opened it to find Arjun, a stack of folders tucked beneath his arm. He looked drawn, as though he too had spent a night turning over every terrible possibility. I got your text. His voice was quiet, controlled. The threats are getting specific. Avni nodded, motioning him inside. They know where I live. They know the names of reporters I'm mentoring. She folded her arms, fighting the tremor in her voice. They want me silent, afraid, or gone. Arjun laid the folders on the coffee table, then surprised her by taking a seat instead of pacing. He inhaled deeply, as if steadying himself for something monumental. I've spoken to legal experts, crisis consultants, even 2 ministers I still trust, he said. We can file reports, hire bodyguards, move you to a secure apartment. I can't work while barricaded behind security. Avni shook her head. Fear is exactly the prison they want. Arjun's jaw flexed. She saw anger and helplessness warring behind his eyes. Then his expression shifted to resolve. There is one solution that covers you legally, financially, socially, and keeps me at your side to deal with fallout. She frowned. What solution? A marriage contract, he answered quietly, meeting her gaze. If we marry formally on paper, you become a Khanna, the last of my leverage. Even our worst enemies would hesitate to target you directly, because legally you'd have access to my security resources, and socially you'd be untouchable. Avni stared, heartbeat thundering. You're talking about a contract marriage? Yes, he said, voice even but earnest. A legal union, clear terms, protection, shared assets, no interference with your career. Time limited if you want, say, 2 years. His hand open, palm up, as though offering the idea itself. It buys us breathing room until the investigations finish, and those vultures find another carcass to pick. Her mind raced. She pictured the headlines. Scandal couple marries, love or convenience? She imagined whispers that she'd traded freedom for wealth, that her integrity was for sale. But she also pictured the lurking car at night, the vitriol flooding her inbox, the network of powerful men determined to see her ruined. I can't be anyone's pawn, she breathed, half to herself. Arjun shook his head firmly. You won't be. The contract puts power in your hands. I'd transfer shares from my trust as a dowry. Non-voting but real capital. If anything happens to me, you keep them. He swallowed, voice softening. You once said the cost of legacy shouldn't be silence. Let mine pay for your safety instead. Avni crossed to the window, staring at the streetlights below. Marriage. The word should have thrilled or terrified her for romantic reasons. Yet it landed with pragmatic weight. She'd never imagined her future tied to someone else's name. Certainly not like this. But would refusing make her braver? Or merely more vulnerable to people who played by no rules? Behind her, Arjun waited without pressure. Months ago he would have tried persuasion. Now he offered autonomy. That change mattered more than she cared to admit. She turned, meeting his steady gaze. And what about us beyond legalities? What happens if feelings complicate this neat little contract? For a beat he seemed caught off guard. Then his expression softened into something achingly open. Feelings are already complicated, he said. But the contract won't mention them. Those we navigate day by day. Warmth bloomed unexpectedly in her chest. Affection shot through with apprehension. She paced once, twice, weighing every consequence. Finally she faced him, spine straight. I'll accept on 3 conditions. First, full transparency with finances and security protocols. Second, the contract ends automatically if either of us feels trapped. Third, she hesitated, cheeks warming. Third, the wedding is small, no media circus. Relief flickered across Arjun's features, quickly eclipsed by quiet admiration. Agreed on all 3. He stood, hands clasped loosely, as if afraid any sudden move might shatter their fragile accord. Avni, thank you for trusting me again, even just professionally. She managed a half-smile. This isn't trust, it's strategy. Trust will take longer. He inclined his head respectfully. Then we'll earn it. He reached into one folder and produced a plain platinum band. I had this made when I first considered the idea. It's simple, no stones, just a promise. Avni's breath hitched. She took the ring, surprised by its solid weight. Sliding it onto her finger felt surreal, yet curiously right, like fitting a key into a lock she didn't know she owned. Outside, a car engine idled at the curb again, headlights washing briefly over her curtains. Avni glanced at the glow, then back at Arjun. When do we tell the world? After we sign tomorrow, he said gently. Tonight. Rest knowing no threat will reach you without going through me. Exhaustion crept over her, mingling with reluctant peace. She nodded, showing him to the door. His departing figure paused on the threshold. Good night, Avni. Good night, fiancé, she replied, the word tasting strange but not unpleasant. When the door closed, Avni sank onto her sofa, gazing at the band reflecting soft lamplight. Marriage as armor, yet forged from a strange alloy of necessity and something tender, unspoken. In another life, she might have laughed at the idea. In this one, it was a calculated shield, and perhaps the first step toward a future neither of them had planned, but both secretly hoped could become something more than mere strategy.